the #1 long-form writer that helps SEOs outrank competition at the click of a button using real-time research and NLP. Start ranking content today with contentatscale.ai.
Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I've been attending other talks about AI, and they were super interesting. It's very trendy now. Everyone is curious about knowing more, which is good. I'm going to show you the approach I followed to validate other content tools and other processes. And, well, the info you're going to see is based on my own research, but also rolling out content for international clients at Hit Content. Sorry. So I'm from San Sebastian. The other day I was there with a friend, and I was telling her that I was coming here to speak about AI, but for content generation. My friend she's a doctor, she's a GP, and I asked her for curiosity, it's like, are you using AI at the moment? And what's your experience? She said yes, they're using AI. They use it a lot, or they implement it mostly after pandemic. It helped them a lot to make things easier for them to make decisions. And it was a quick tool for triage, for example, to identify priorities. And her experience is that it was very helpful. But she had some concerns. The concerns were if we eliminate too many human steps, what's going to happen? Are we going to trust what AI is telling us? And basically, she told me that human psychology accepts human errors, but we are not. We don't want to accept machine errors. We assume that they are perfect. So she doesn't trust AI yet. And she questioned me: are we replacing human bias with machine bias? Basically, I know that we are here speaking about content. We are not here speaking about medicine or medical devices. But I'm going to be serious now. If we publish some content that can be harmful for the user, even if it's not intentionally, it can affect human lives, and it's a serious point. And until we have a good level of trust, I think AI should help us making good decisions, but it cannot make decisions for us. So basically, it's everything about trust, right? We want to avoid misinformation. We want to avoid copyright issues, plagiarism, and any harmful content. And basically, to do that, we need to create a strong process, so we make sure that we are not publishing anything that is not reviewed and we don't trust. And also, we need to validate needs. Do you really need AI? And where do you need AI in your content processes? And how you can identify those needs and those requirements. Basically, at the moment, there are many, many content generation tools assisted by AI. And there are more right now. So we at K-Content, we were thinking, we are using AI in our processes. We are creating content assisted by AI. But are we doing it properly? Can we do it better? How other tools are doing it? So we wanted to investigate, and we wanted to see what's outside, what are the processes other software or tools were following, what's the perfect workflow, and how can we make sure we publish content that is good, valuable for the user, and we can trust it. So let's go through some of the tools. These are only some logos of the tools we investigated, and many, many of them. So we wanted first to define what are our content needs and our needs about AI. So we wanted to identify how these guys were doing things as, for example, generate content faster and easier. we were thinking about high volume content. We were thinking about multilingual content and different content types. Another thing that was very important for us is to get real-time data and get inspiration and ideas from these tools, because we wanted our content to be unique. Another point that has been mentioned many times here is Google AT, how to give value, how to show we are experts, how to show trust to the user. Another point, we wanted to be able to edit and publish the content faster and effectively, so we need a team collaboration dashboard. All these aspects were the metrics that we use to score the different tools and to analyze them. So how can we score many, many tools in an objective way? Not just because I like this, or it is nice, or I think the quality is good. So for that, and this is something that you all can do, we created 2 different frameworks. A framework which allows us to analyze the process those tools were following, if they could scale and how, and if they were efficient. And of course, quality framework, which is something that we have been working with for a long time. This is not new, but we wanted to align that with the AI negative points, as for example, hallucinations, false information, or anything that could be harmful for the user. If we go through the operational framework, these are some of the metrics that we analyze in our framework. You think about high volume, how to scale. We were thinking about analyzing the different workflows and steps these tools were following, the process, if they have templates, if they could create content in different languages, and how were they creating that content, if it's translate or just from the source. And the team collaboration is a very, very important aspect, because when you're creating content, you have different teams involved, and sometimes that can be disconnected. On the other side, we created as well a quality framework. You can see here this table is just an example. The orange part is the typical quality framework we have been using for a long time. It analyzes the quality of the content, the tone of voice, if they are using the keywords are being used properly, if the format and length is okay. So that's like the generic type of quality framework. But we wanted to go farther. So we wanted to be able to analyze if they were doing it better, if the creativity was very good. That's the green part of the graph. Creativity, fluency, style, all those things are super important, because as you have heard before, AI sometimes is very similar and repeats things, and is not very creative. And on the other side, the negative points. If we were going to find any false information, we wanted to track it. We wanted to see if there were spelling, grammar mistakes repeated. That usually happens as well with AI. And if the content was optimized as we wanted. And basically, we produce content with all the different tools that you have seen before. And we ask our editors to review the content, our best editors. They didn't know that the content was created by AI. They just thought that we were finding talent for a new project. So with the results of both quality scores and checking, as I said, the different metrics and the weights we assign, we decided to test some different tools for different content types. Basically, we wanted to analyze how they work, how was the output for different content types, but for different platforms as well. I am not recommending any tool in this talk. I'm just telling you how we investigated what's the best workflow for our content needs. So this is Copysmith. Now it's called Describely. They changed the name, and I couldn't change the slide. Sorry about that. And we were curious about how they create content for e-commerce. So they have a system to create content in bulk for products for e-commerce. Basically, they have a very good dashboard for team collaboration. So you can import your full catalog and then all the product listing. And you can write the content for that product, for those products. You can rewrite it, or you can also optimize it. It writes the product descriptions, titles, tags, and you can see here some examples, but there are many, many templates. So it's basically CSV file, fill in the file with all the information that is required, and then it creates the content quite fast. Another tool we wanted to test, and it was focused on the long format, it was WriteBlogger. We were very interested in see how they split the process in different phases. And basically, they use real-time data, and they use a lot of SEO tools, which is pretty cool. So WriteBlogger from a topic, you can create the outline of the blog article, and then you can also include external links. You can include real-time data, and you can include images. So it gives you quite a full-format blog article. They have also some SEO tools that help you to do the keyword research. They can create keyword clusters from a topic, and they also show you content gaps and help you optimize metadata. GPT-4, most of us, we know about it, but we didn't want to leave it out of our analysis, and actually had one of the best scores in our quality framework. One of the things we really wanted to check and investigate is how to scale, how to use the integrations, how to use the API, which is very well documented, and how we could work on fine-tuning and also the feedback loop, how we can give all the information to GPT-4 and avoid making the same mistakes when you are creating content. GPT-4, they say that is much faster than GPT-3. It's 82% less likely to answer for disavowed content, and 40% more likely to give factual responses. It's a good percentage, but there is still a gap, as you can see. Sonic. This one was very interesting because of the tone of voice, the way they assign the tone of voice, the same tone of voice to the whole content you can create. They have also ChatSonic, which is like ChatGPT, but is connected with real-time data, so it's updated. And they also have SEO tools, which are pretty cool, analyzing competitors, based on what you want to write. They check who is doing best in Google, and from there you can have some ideas, inspirational ideas. They also have a chatbot which is called BotSonic that you don't need to code, so it's pretty cool because it's very easy to set up. And also they have a Chrome extension, so you can have BrightSonic everywhere if you are using Chrome, and you can use it for email, for everything that you are writing, with the same tone of voice of your company. The last one is Jasper. I guess you heard about it. It also has a Chrome extension, so you have Jasper everywhere where you are writing. And in this case, what we wanted to test was how they work on ad copy campaigns, and also the chat mode that is with you in every process that you are doing with them. So for the ad campaigns, they have a specific campaign dashboard where you can, from one brief, create different assets, as many as you need. And it uses a unique brand tone of voice. It's very consistent, and you can scale up. They can do from Google Ads, TikTok scripts, Facebook ads, email marketing. It's quite a large amount of templates that you can find there. So we are now in the production phase, and that means that we are creating content with these tools. But for that, we are SEO people, so we did the analysis. We started with keyword research. We created categories, subcategories, and we mapped the keywords across them. And we analyzed the volume opportunity. So you cannot compare performance between different tools if you don't assign to them the same opportunity to rank or to get traffic volume. And we are tracking performance. At the moment, we don't have enough data. We've been doing this for a month, but we will be happy to share with you the data whenever we have good insights. So basically, this is like that motorway, right? So there are different workflows for different content types. This is not new. We have been doing this for years. But how you can validate where do you need AI in each different content type. For example, it's not the same doing Amazon products, it's not the same creating blog articles or long format or inspirational content than doing email marketing campaigns. So the ideal work for us, it would be work on everything at the same time in parallel, but getting consistent content and also getting content that you can trust, that you don't have to review and review and review. It looks like sometimes when you work with AI, you need to spend more time reviewing and you need to analyze if it's an efficient way to work with AI. Some of our learnings are that this was done before. We were always doing on board for the clients, but when you are working with AI, I think it's very important because the briefing phase is not the same than with a human copywriter. It has to be super detailed. The more detail and information you give to any of the tools you have seen, the better content you will have and the more related to your brand content and information you will get. We also worked on the feedback loops, so how you can take the feedback and make sure that those errors are not repeated across the different content pieces, and the training, of course, for the onboarding phase. Ramp up, you need to test small batches to be able to adjust and be able to see if the quality is good and you are happy with what you are producing. And then you can scale up. Scaling is always scary. But if you have followed this process, you make sure that you have done all the adjustments needed before you go with high volume content, so you don't have to review so much content, and the review step should ramp down in that phase. Obviously, we've been monitoring performance and checking if the content can be trusted. Another thing that we have been testing and investigating is how to integrate AI with the different workflows that we have set up so far. So if it's your case and you, for example, are using one of these tools, make sure that you can automate and integrate the process. You can share everything with the team, and you can get all the data from one dashboard. So thinking about SEO, for example, you can use SEMrush, the SEMrush API. You can combine that with AI, not only for the content creation phase, but also for the selection of the different keywords or for ideas, for example. The same with Shopify, how to publish content on Shopify after it's reviewed or created by AI. And Grammarly has been very helpful for us because it's one of the steps that we always take before publishing the content to make sure that the content is very good in terms of quality and is readable. And WordPress and other CMS, of course. So as a conclusion, I think it's very important to think about validating your needs. So do you really need AI? Where do you need it? And how you can make sure that you produce AI content or assisted by AI, but it's very good and it's you can trust it. The onboarding plan is very important as well. The more you work on the first two phases I show you, the less errors you will have in the future. You don't need, before we were training our team, training the copywriters, kind of training our client on what we need to do. And now you have another step, which is training AI, making sure it's part of your team and it's aligned. Integrate, make everything easier and faster. It will make you make less mistakes, less errors, and also it will make it easy to collaborate between teams. And the last point is, as we started, we need to create content that can be shared, and we trust it not only for our clients, but also for the rest of the people. And I think avoiding risks is very important when you are using AI. So one of the key points is to have subject matter experts within the process and don't eliminate too many human steps when you are thinking about the strategy or thinking about something that is important for your projects. Thank you very much for your time today.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.